Hey, Audra. Hey, Penny. I'm good. How are you? I'm making next week's event before I forget, so I don't have to do it halfway through. Something always reminds me right when I come on. Oh, finally it saved the information. I used to always have to like retype everything when I make a new live, but it saved it and just repopulated it. That's awesome. I can never like remember what I want to write when I'm on here. Okay. That should have worked. Hopefully I didn't just edit the old one. Hey, Rachel. How's everyone doing? I'm gonna see if that worked. Yeah, it looks like it worked. So the next week's live is already on my page, and TikTok for once decided to make things easier for me, and it just filled it all out for me. Hello, Valentina. So some of you diary detectives, those of you who are Patreon supporters, got to see a sneak peek of what I just got in the mail. I actually got it yesterday, I think, but I just opened it right before the live. But if you've been joining us for a while, you know that Ralph and Georgia play this game called Flint, this card game. And I don't know if it was last live or a couple of lives ago. A couple of you in the comments were like, why don't you just buy it? Because we had opened it up on eBay, and every time they mentioned Flint, I showed the eBay listing. And it was only like $20. So I bought it. It says it's from 1903, just like they are in the diary. And then actually the reason why I bought this one in particular, because there were a bunch of them to choose from, and there were cheaper options. The reason why I chose this one is, let me show you first, like the game, and then I'll show you why I chose it. So this is the kind of like container for the cards. It's falling apart a little bit, but the cards are in good shape. This is what they look like. We haven't played it yet. I just opened it. I know. I think I only got it yesterday, and I was going to open it and then got distracted. But I wanted to definitely open it before the live because I wanted to show it to you guys. So the reason why I picked this one is because on the bottom there's actually words. So I did send the diary detectives, they do look like dominoes. I sent you guys the picture of it because I know the camera doesn't show it very well, but I can open it up. I think I did figure out, or I did decide that it does say Trucy, but hold on, let me find where I sent the picture. And I can ask for everyone's input. It's just cool sometimes to have a little piece of, like an extra thing that goes with the diaries. Is this showing now? Hold on. Okay. So this is the bottom of the box. It says compliments of Pearl to, I think it says Trucy. I've never heard of that name, but then when I started to look it up just a little bit, that is a popular name, so, or popular enough that it is a name. Yeah, I know. It'll become a favorite of me and Ian's. I'm gonna force him to play it tonight. So, I'm like started to look a little bit because I thought it would be so cool to find who these people were. I haven't had any luck yet. I only spent like 10 minutes looking. All we know is Pearl gave this gift to Trucy. We don't know how they're related. But Trucy's birthday, I think, is January 19th, 1904. So January 19th. But unfortunately, not knowing the actual birth year is tough to find people. I looked up Trucy January 19th, or I looked in Find a Grave for Trucy's that were born before 1904, but it's kind of like, it doesn't narrow it down very much because I have no idea where this came from. So I was thinking of messaging the eBay seller because maybe they got it from, they're like a vintage seller, maybe they got it from an estate sale and they could just tell me like where, and that would help narrow it down. So maybe I should just reach out to them and ask if there's any information, because I love doing a little extra side project, a little extra digging. Is this Iowa still, or a new thing? So this is, it's also Iowa, but it's a different set of diaries. So we read through 3 diaries that we called the Weatherman Diaries. They were in Iowa, and they were from like the 1940s. And then this set of diaries is also in Iowa, but it's a totally different family. It's actually a couple, and they're not married yet, but they will be in this 1903 diary. So that's why we're reading both at the same time. Georgia, the future wife, and Ralph, the future husband, both wrote a diary in 1903. So they both kind of like chronicled their life up until when they got married in December, and we'll get to read that, like both of their perspectives. So I don't know if that made any sense, but we're reading 2 diaries at once right now. It could be a nickname. Yeah, I don't know what Trucy would be a nickname for, though. But when I looked it up, there were plenty of people who were just called Trucy. But if anyone knows, I'm not familiar with that name. I've never heard it. So if anyone knows, like, what Trucy could be a nickname for, feel free to let us know. I was thinking, like, are there any other ways we could get clues from this? And I really don't know. There are instructions in the bottom, but they're, like, really fragile. They're kind of broken. I was dumb and I put them back in how they were. They were, like, shoved in here. But they're, like, a little bit ripped. There was nothing written on them, though. And there was no cover. Some of the sets on eBay have, like, a slip cover. Yeah, this is Ralph and Georgia, yes. So this is the instructions. They're probably going to, like, fall apart in my hands, but they're literally, I think, because they've been folded for so long, they're just split in 3. It does say that the game was first trademarked in 1901, so I don't know if maybe in 1903 is when it got really popular, because this pamphlet at least says 1901, 1902, 1903. And then the eBay listing said this was from 1903, probably based on that date. But I like don't want it to fall apart. But that's the instructions. We also have an online version of the instructions, like a downloaded one, so we'll use that for the actual playing of the game. But it's just cute to have like a little accessory. I wonder, wouldn't it be cool if one of the cards was written on or something? But I didn't notice anything. I didn't really flip through them all, but there's a lot of cards, actually. It's a very thick pack. Anyways. Trucy means trustful person. What's the game? How do you play? So, I don't even know, like, the actual rules. I've never played it, but it's a card game. It's called Flinch. And it looks like it's has something to do with numbers, and I'm guessing because of the name that it's like a quick gameplay. And it sounds like you can play with, well, I could probably read this and figure it out. But it sounds like you can play with 2 people or with more, because in the diary they often will play together, but sometimes they'll play with a group. I can't open this. Oh no, I don't want to rip it. I can't figure out how to open it. So I'm going to actually, let me find the instructions again. I know we had them in the Discord. I never actually fully read through all the rules. In here. I know Valentina sent them again last week, so I'll find it. Here. It's a PDF. Okay. Still, I can't see what you guys can see. Okay, here. So this is a slightly different rule book than the one I have, but it's probably all the same. Ooh, this one actually has diagrams, so that's way more helpful. So yeah, I haven't really read through everything, and I don't really feel like reading through it all now. This is what happens with me and game instructions. I look at them and I go, wah, and then I don't read them. Flinch is played with 150 cards. So that's why it was so thick. Numbered 1 to 15, any number from 2 to 8. We're having a game night, I think. Yes, Maria, I remember you. Maria, we're reading through that diary that you gave us. The Patreon subscribers, we're reading through it on our monthly live streams. Well, not live streams, like video chats we do. So yeah, I'm not going to read through all of the basic idea. Does it say, like, just a... During the course of the game, cards are laid out in several piles. The Flinch piles consist of the first 10 cards dealt to each player. The hands are made up from the next 5 cards. The stack is in the center. It's the remaining cards. There are reserve piles, but what do the players do? The first player at the left of the dealer having a card number 1 begins the game by laying it near the center of the table. If he can, oh, okay, so if he can follow with a 2, he can lay it on top of the 1. So it must, like, count upwards. And so, and so on, as long as he can play from his hand or his reserve or the top card of his flinch pile. If he can play out his entire hand, he may draw another and continue to play. If no player has a 1, the 5 cards in the hands are laid down face up. Oh my god, I feel like I want to watch a video instead. Since there's not at least 1 card in each reserve pile, hands are discarded. Hands discarded after the first hand may be divided. Oh, it's so much easier when you have somebody to teach you to play it rather than... Does anyone have like a trouble reading from game instructions? Yeah, I think I'll look up a video for me and Ian. These pictures are nice, but they're also very complicated. I'm sure it's not even that complicated, but you moved out to Washington, so it's been harder to catch the lies. Well, I'm happy to see you. Alright. Yeah, so we'll go back. Game inductions are nightmare fuel. Yeah, it sucks. Especially when it's a really complicated game. But we'll figure it out. I'll watch a video and I'll get it then, because I'm a visual learner. I need to see someone do it, and then I can do it. So we'll continue reading. We're in April now. April Fool's Day. I don't know if they celebrate. We'll see. So we have been starting off with... Okay, which one is which? Okay, this one is Georgia's. So we've been starting off with Georgia's and then reading Ralph's. And so Georgia is on the left column, Ralph's over on the right. Okay. April 1st, 1903. Got up at 6:30. Hitched up and took Ralph to train as he went back to I'm reading outer school. I don't think that's what it is, though. What do we think it is? As he went back to... How did this happen? Every time it gets misaligned. I think I'm, like, doing something. I don't realize it. And I can do that. Okay. What do we think it says? As he went back to... He's in college. There might have been another word for it, though. Okay. Went up at noon. Oh no, took Grandma home. Went to office. Went up at noon and fed Grandpa's horses. They've been feeding Grandpa's horses for him for a while. I can't remember if he went away or something. Drove up. Went to office. Helped with supper and dishes. Went to a... Or went a... horseback up to feed the horses. Maybe she meant went on horseback, but she said went a. Played flinch a while. Went to bed at 10. Very warm day. So we have pictures of Ralph, who is the man writing the other diary. We don't have a picture of Georgia. Hopefully someday we'll get one, but this is Ralph. So we're about to switch over, but she did mention Ralph, but we're about to switch over to his entry for April 1st. We don't have a picture of Georgia yet, unfortunately. But I do now have a set of flinch cards, so every time they talk about flinch, I can show them. Let me put the instructions somewhere safe. Do they use F or C? I don't know what you mean. For what? I mean, for temperature? Oh, they use Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Okay, let's switch to Ralph. Clear. Got up at 6. Shaved before breakfast. Went to coffee. Oh no, went to office. I think I've read it like that before, thinking office said coffee. 7 to 8. Georgia took me to CRINP train at 8:30. Went to Mount V, which is Mount Vernon. That's where his college is. Spent afternoon getting things in shape so I could classify. Two. Something got me. Okay, hold on. 2. I'm gonna need your help for this. This looks like GRAD. 2 grades. I don't know what the rest of that word is. Did they mention prices? Sometimes they'll mention buying something and they'll say how much they paid for it, but not usually. Especially not in these diaries. Ralph used to write, like, if he bought a pair of boots or something, he'd write how much it was. And we would, like, calculate the difference. Like, if it cost that then, what does it cost now? But they haven't really talked much about... Yeah, I can zoom into this. They haven't really talked much about prices in these diaries. Grad, that's what I see, but sometimes I get my mind locked on something and it's not actually that, and I can't, like, see past it, so it helps when you guys... It could be graduating, no, but it's not. I don't remember what the price of the boots was. I could look back, because it was in 1901. Oh, hold on. Let me not do that to you guys. Let me move this. Hold on. So you can keep looking at that word we're stumped on, if that's what you want to do. And I'll look up boots. His rubber boots were $3.25. The next words are got me af or off, got me of them, got me at. I don't know what that says. It looks like of, got me of them. I don't know if I'm, like, going nuts. 2 grades locking. It also could be that this is just one sentence and then this is a new sentence. Let me just look in the diary because maybe it's a little bit clearer in here. April 1st. Okay. 2 grad. Definitely see grad. Collecting. It's not collecting. 2 grad. It almost looks like it says grad something locking. Grades locking? Lacking? Oh, maybe it's lacking. 2 grades lacking. He wasn't doing well in one of his... Yep, okay, that's what it is. Thank you, Penny. 2 grades lacking got one of them entered by seeing Professor Norton. Yeah. Nice. I didn't think I was gonna get that one. He was talking in the beginning of, like, the last semester that he took. He was talking about how he wasn't doing good in one subject or something. I don't know if that means, though, that his grades weren't entered yet. He's missing 2 grades, or if he's lacking, like, not doing well on them. I'm not sure. Got them entered. Got one of them entered by seeing Professor... I think it's Professor Norton, because we actually found a Professor Norton. Let me look in this one. Hold on. This is a Professor Norton. His geology, I think, instructor. Okay. Took a meal ticket at Central House. Room with Howard Williams. Bought book on Law of Contracts. Law of Contacts? I think it's Law of Contracts. Studied after supper till 9 and went to bed. Okay. So I want to find out, did we ever find Howard Williams? Is this someone that we've talked about? Or I don't think so. So he's probably in that yearbook. I could look for him. Might take me a bit, but hold on. I do have like a quick link to it. I also found, I linked the 1904 one too. Okay, hold on. Scroll. So Ralph went to Cornell College in Iowa, not Cornell University in New York. And this is the 1903 yearbook. And I just closed it. I had like bookmarked. Oh no, here it is. The page, okay. Page 31, photos begin. The Adelphian photo is page 66. So let me first jump to, what did I say, 33? It might take a while though to scroll through because it's not in alphabetical order. Who are you looking for? Howard Williams. Oh, I could search for him. I could do this. Howard Williams between 1903 and 1905, just in case he's not a senior. Search. Howard Williams. That's not gonna have a picture of him though. Is this looking for the right thing? It's minimized. Oh, here, the royal purple I think is the one we would want because that's the, like, yearbook. Howard S. Williams. Okay, this is probably him. He's in the Star Society. Howard Williams, so he's probably going to be in the picture on the last page. Let's see. We're looking for a Williams. It's funny when, like, we've done this so much that there are some names that pop up that I know. Like Greaves. We know who Greaves is. Williams. Okay, now we get to do... Oh, we know Ganser, too. We have to figure out who he is, so... It's kind of like in order of appearance. I wish this would go away. There we go. So, we know this guy's Redmond, this guy's Ganser, this guy's Archard, and Williams is next to Archard. So this is Williams. This is Howard. I'm going to take his picture. real quick. Cute. Howard Williams, and we'll put him in here. Stick him in for now. This is like my little scrapbook where I keep all of the entries that we type out, and I put pictures if I can find them. So I'll stick him here for now. I'll link the picture so I don't forget who the heck he is. That's Ralph's new roommate. And I also want to add to our list, start a list. I want to add Central House, because that might be something at the college that we can figure out or find a picture of. Because they do have some pictures of the, like, buildings. I don't know if he moved, he went back to college, and I think that, unless his roommate was Williams before, it could have been, but he mentioned room with Howard Williams. So I think maybe he just changed roommates. He was on, it's only April, so he must have been on, like, spring break, and now he came back. Check the Discord. Yes, I will. Thank you. I turned off the little noise, so I don't hear it anymore. Checking. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got his, like, bio here. Here he is. Thanks, Valentina. Okay, Howard Stephen Williams. Suki Jr. Grun. His first grin on February 17th, 1876. They always say when they were born in a cute way. What led him to attend Rose Polytech before entering Cornell, we cannot say, but he spent 2 years at the former place. He is studying civil engineering, just like Ralph, and what he does not know about bridges is not worth knowing. Says he has no prospects of getting married yet. Is well versed in extemporaneous stories. What does that mean? I guess it probably means, like, well, I'm trying to think of, like, the word that oh no, that's not what I was thinking. Spoken or done without preparation. Oh, okay. Off the cuff. I was thinking, like, I think I was thinking extraneous. I did have a good 4th. How about you? Actually, we had an interesting 4th, I'll say that. We went to a beautiful place to see fireworks, and a beetle, flew in Ian's ear. And it was horrifying. So, it was fine. It was good, but that was kind of like a downer. Yeah, the picture that I had found, Valentina, was actually of the Star Society. The group of them. The Star Society. Wouldn't you like to be part of it? Wonder if he's in the Adelphians too, or if that's like you are either an Adelphian or a Star Society. It's funny. All the different clubs and groups. Very cool. I'm glad we have that yearbook. That is so cool, because pretty much everybody he mentions, any student, we can find them. And now I did find on that same website the 1904 one and the 1905 one. So even the kids who aren't in the 1903 one, sometimes they're younger and they show up in the 1905. Do they go to church? Sometimes they mention going to church, but it's definitely not like a regular thing for either of them. Well, Ralph talks about going to chapel all the time because his school, yeah, Valentina's got it. His school, I think, like, requires, I think it's probably a Catholic school, or maybe he just chooses to, but it's like every day he goes at a certain time, so I think it's like considered like part of their schedule. And then sometimes Georgia will go. Okay, Thursday, April 2nd. Got up at 6:30. Went up horseback to feed horses. Washed breakfast dishes. Went to office and came home. Once to get a letter. And then went back again. Went downtown. Whenever she's talking about washing dishes, her family had boarders who lived in their house, people who kind of like rented rooms. So she like takes care of them and does their dishes and cooks their meals sometimes. I think someone else is mostly doing the cooking, but she does a lot of the dishes. Okay, hold on. Went downtown, helped with dinner, went up and fed horses, drove Hector. Hector is a believe, one of their horses. Swept the parlor. Ironed from 1:30 to 4:30. Oh my god. That's a long time. Dusted. Read papers. Helped with supper. Cloudy and windy day. Talked a while and went to bed at 10. Let's see, will Ralph play flinch? Yes, church was on Sunday. Well, Ralph went to chapel every day, but normal, like, church, I guess, was on Sunday, or at least the churches that she was going to. Colder, cloudy. Maybe she was ironing all the stuff. Yeah, probably. But they did it all at once. They washed everything together. Flinch, yeah. Did you see it, Grandma? We got it in the mail. And you know what's funny? In the instruction manual, it says, like, it's wittier than Whist, which is another card game that she played, and it's more fun or something than Authors. They mentioned the game Authors, and we were just talking about that game. Ian's grandma was telling us about the game Authors. Was that yesterday? Yeah. And I had never heard of it before, but now when I read it, I was like, oh my god. And there's actually writing on the box that it came in, too. Someone's gift. So it says, compliments of Pearl to Trucy for her birthday. And maybe we'll find out who Trucy is, but probably not. Are the cards like our playing cards? They're similar. I think they did have like regular playing cards too, but these are definitely specifically for this game, Flinch. Because there are no suits. There's like, I think there's how many ever, I don't know how many sets. They said how many sets of 10. I think like 15 sets of 10. But they don't have like, they're not different colors. They don't have different suits or anything. They're all mixed up. They do look like dominoes. Yeah, and it's possible that it's played like dominoes. I don't really even know how dominoes is played. I used to play it with my grandma, but I don't know if we played regular dominoes. I don't know. We would like connect them together on the table. Is that how you play dominoes? Like if you have, if this was a domino, if you have like another 11, you could put it like on the side of it and connect them? Or is that just something that we made up? I don't know. Got up at 6:30. Wait, is this still her? No. They just got up at the same time. Went to see Professor W. We have a picture of him. At 8:30. Okay, that's just regular old dominoes. Yeah, so I used to play dominoes. So this is not set up like that then. Because you have to count up, and I think the only reason why there's two numbers is so that if you are looking at the card, you don't have to like flip it over to see what the number is. And everyone like on every side of the table can read it. I think that's why. You played it that way too. I don't know if that's the right way. Yep, apparently it is. Went to see Professor Williams at 8:30. Okay, so here's Professor Williams. Yeah, I'm not like really well versed in those classic games. Like even card games, I never really played with a regular deck of cards. Like I never really played a lot of those games, except for War, which is like the most simple game. You know, as a kid you play that. But this is Professor Williams. And this is the game of Flinch. I don't know if that's the one that I bought. I think it might be. I think it is actually from the same eBay listing. You played it like that too? Dominoes? Nice. Well, I guess it's the right way to play, so. Went to see Professor W at 8:30 and got grade on schedule. Took schedule to something office. Senior office. Dr. Colin and class, senior, got date, oh, senior officer, that's why. Okay, so to the senior officer, thank you, Penny, Dr. Colin, So we also, I don't think I've found Dr. Colin yet. He's probably also in that yearbook. Ralph is studying. Wait, hold on. Valentina, he broke a finger playing a card game. Yeah, some of them get pretty intense. And he is studying civil engineering. But he has all different classes. So he'll mention, I don't know if he's still in the same classes or if they're going to change, but he was taking geometry, geology, chemistry. What else was he taking? He mentioned it every single day, so I feel like I should remember. Bridge design. Does it count if you broke someone else's hand? Yeah, that's even more intense. Are you still friends? Sounds like Monopoly, how people go feral playing Monopoly. These diaries were donated to us as like so someone who was watching another set of diaries that we were reading. Oh, your sister, so she has to forgive you. They were really like, they enjoyed the project, and we were about to return those to the descendants, so they sent us these diaries. There's 5 of them. That's okay, Nikki. Oh, that happened to me one time, I remember. Really bad. Like, it was when I was still in high school. I'm gonna go off on a tangent now. When I was still in high school, I came home from school and took a nap, and so my dad, when he goes to work, he wears a uniform. So he would be getting up at the same time as me. This is important. This is like relevant. He would be getting up in the morning at the same time as me, and he'd have his uniform on, and he'd be getting ready to go. And then, so what happened was, I woke up. It was perfect timing, right? It was like 6 o'clock, so the sun was going down, but I thought the sun was coming up, and I thought I was running late. Like, I looked at my clock, and I thought it was morning, and the sun was rising, and I was like, I'm late for school. So I got up and like went to go to the bathroom to get ready, and like my dad was in the bathroom like doing something, and he had his uniform on. So I was like, he wasn't going to the bathroom, he was just in the bathroom, and he had his uniform on. So it just all in my head, nothing had like clashed with the idea that you're getting ready for school. Like, I thought that everything was lined up in a way that would make me like support the idea that, oh, it's morning and I'm late for school. So I started to like, I was like, oh, Dad, I have to brush my teeth. Can you or I have to get ready. Can you leave the bathroom? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I have to get ready for school. And I was like in a panic. And I remember just the way he looked at me. Like, he was like, he asked me like if I hit my head or something. He's like, are you okay? Like, he was genuinely concerned. And I was like mad. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm late for school. I got to get ready. And he thought I had like gotten a concussion or something. Like, he really, because I was dead set, like I thought this was reality. And it is like pretty like baffling when you like realize like, oh my god, I just fully believed this thing that was going on, that just it kind of like rocked my world when I figured out like, oh no, it's not. And then I just was like, oh, okay. I was like in a daze. I don't know if I told that story well, but it is funny. Like, it's this time of day, like when you wake up, it could be morning, it could be evening, I don't know. And if you have a good enough sleep, deep enough sleep, you really just wake up not knowing anything. You found Professor Colin. Awesome. Oh, and he's got one of those pictures that's like sideways. Got dressed in everything. Oh yeah, so luckily we figured it out. I mean, I was already dressed. I hope I would have figured it out sooner rather than later. I think I was just like half asleep. So, okay, that's his name. I clicked on the wrong thing. So his picture is sideways because the yearbooks, they do like some fun little things with the pictures and they tilt them. So here is Alonzo Collin, and he's like this or the other way. No, they didn't have electric lights. I think they had mostly gas lights, right? I know that the one that caught on fire was a gas light that Ralph threw out of the... I think he actually talked about installing a new light, but I wonder if it was electric or not. I think it was mostly like gas though. Got date for chapel oration and went to recite law of contracts. And then 2 room. Went up. Went up, see Dr. Nicholson. And then to see Professor Williams. We don't know. We don't have Dr. Nicholson yet. Valentina, if you want to go find him. Worked in library. And in chem lab in PM. And at my room after supper. Worked on chapel oration till 11. Recite law of contract. Sounds like he's studying law. Yeah, he's not. Maybe he's taking a class on that. But he does become a mayor later on. So maybe, thanks Valentina, you're awesome. He becomes a mayor, so maybe he does like end up taking courses in law, or maybe it's law that applies to being a civil engineer and that's why he has to study it. I don't know. But he definitely is going to be a civil engineer because he ends up doing that. And he's already done like engineering work on different railroad companies, but he'll become the city engineer in Waterloo at one point. Maybe he's going the laws on this. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's like he has to learn relevant laws, which makes sense. All right, I'm just realizing now that I've had YouTube streaming, but I don't have the chat there. I don't think anyone's even on there, but I like to pop it out just in case anyone joins from there. And for anyone who's here and joins me frequently, if TikTok ever goes away, YouTube, I'm on YouTube already, so you can follow me now, or just know that that's where I'll be. I'll still keep doing my lives, but over there. You found him. Awesome. I knew it wouldn't take you very long. Thomas Nicholson. Here he is. I like how that loaded. It was like a grand reveal. My YouTube name is the same. It's Things Lost and Found. But if you, it's easier probably to click on it through my link tree. So on my TikTok page, my like main page, there's a link. I can't even read it when I'm holding it up to you guys, but underneath the little arrows, there's a link, and if you click on that, it'll show you, hold on, I'll load it and actually show you. It'll say YouTube there, and you can click on it, and it will take you there. But it should just be Things Lost and Found, or you can look up my actual name, but I think if you click the link tree, it'll be easier. Ooh, Crazy Grandma, thank you for the heart me sticker. I like your username. Okay, so let's switch to Georgia now. So April 3rd, got up at 6:55. Helped with breakfast dishes. Went to office. Helped with dinner and dishes. Went downtown. Stayed at home in afternoon. And fixed my room. Hitched up and went to Grandma's after Mama and took her downtown. Went over to the train there and got Ralph and went up to collect a bill from Nellie Newton. That must be a relative. Well, I'm not on the right screen. Even with two monitors open, there's still too many tabs everywhere. Okay. Nellie Newton, and then came home. Helped with supper and dishes. Went over to the library. She is a busy girl. And then to office a while. Thanks for the like, tumble, and die. I know it's the dye like DYE, but when you say it out loud, it sounds pretty morbid. Tumble and die. And then to office a while with Ralph. Came home and played Flinch a while. Nice. Went to bed at 11:45. Cold day. So Flinch, as some of you know, but I know people pop in and out all the time, so I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but this is the actual card game Flinch that they played. And the name, when I said Tumble and Die, your name pops up again as I'm about to talk about you. When I was saying that name sounded like morbid when I said it out loud, it reminded me of this hair salon that's like, it's in Newport, Rhode Island. I don't know if any of you are from Rhode Island, but I used to drive by it sometimes. It's called Curl Up and Die, which I think it's Ian's mom said it's from a movie or something. Fix the word supper. Okay. Thank you. It didn't catch it with a red line. Every hair salon has like, or not everyone, but like it's something with hair salons that they all have weird puns. They try so hard. Thanks, Mustang. Yeah, curl up and die. So it's like curl, like, okay, so Chicago has one. So it must be a thing from something, or maybe just like a popular pun. But it's like, why would you name your salon Curl Up and Die? It just doesn't sound good. I know it's a pun about hair, but is it really worth it? And then when I said that one time, I'm pretty sure Ian's mom said like, oh, it's from a movie. But maybe not. I don't know. All right. For Ralph, April 3rd was cool. Got up at 6:30. It's an alternative style salon. I don't think this one in Newport is very alternative. I don't know though. Actually, I haven't looked, but it's probably just very ritzy. Got up at 6:30, recited astronomy at 7:45, and worked in chemistry till 10:30. I have to get my hair cut. Like, it's been a long time. Oh, good. If I'm looking for a colorful mohawk, it's the place to go. Yeah, I'll head over to Chicago from Massachusetts. I was just about to say I've been looking for a new hairdresser because we moved here a year ago, but I've only gotten my hair cut like once since then. And it was just like a walk-in place. I'd like to actually find a hairdresser. But it's so hard. I have my hairdresser back home, who I trust with my life, and I still could go to her, but like, it's a long drive. Now I'm in a new place and I need to find a new person to put my trust in. And it's like, I look on Google and I just get, you know, what's it called? Like, decision fatigue. There's too many. Do they have pets? Georgia has a horse named, what's his horse? Hector. Her horse is named Hector. But they don't really talk about other pets. Worked till 10:30. Okay, recited law of contracts. He actually did capitalize that. And worked in chemistry till noon. After dinner, you got engaged in Chicago weekend before last. Congratulations! Did you get engaged at the Bean? The big giant bean. That's so cool. Happy for ya. After dinner, went up Chem Lab and to the Buckingham Fountain. Oh, I don't know that place. Can I look it up? Is that creepy? Was it a surprise? Are there pictures? Do you get videos? I hope someday when he's not here, but when Ian proposes to me someday, I hope that somehow he is able to get like a picture or a video, like tell someone. It was nighttime and the lights were on. Oh, that's so pretty. That's a beautiful fountain. With the skyline, that's awesome. After dinner, went up chem lab and to my room. Then to train. Went to Mount Vernon, Mount V, at 1. Thanks. Oi, Ian. How big is their house? You got a lot of questions. I don't know how big their house is because we don't really have a picture of it. We only have... Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I've probably seen the fountain in movies before and not even realized it. I've never been to that area of the country even, so I wasn't familiar with the name. But it is very beautiful. I don't know how big their house was. I think they're pretty well off, though, because her dad is the city engineer, and the house is big enough that I think there were two, like, it's one building, but there are two parts to it, because the other side they rent out to boarders, like people who are renting rooms. Oh, you gotta get a drink. And actually, thanks for reminding me. I'll take a drink, too. We'll let you know if you miss anything. Went to Mount V, which is Mount Vernon, at 1:52. Very specific. 1 hour wait at CR, which is Cedar Rapids, Georgia. Met me at train, and we went and collected bill of Nellie. Is that a middle initial he's giving us? Nellie M. Newton? After helping her with dishes, we went to the office till 9:30. Came home and played flinch with Elizabeth. Ooh, a full name. Nice. And Frank Campbell. I wonder if that's the Elizabeth she's been talking. Or there was Elizabeth McClellan too, though. So maybe there's two Elizabeths. But we know, at least now we're looking for Elizabeth and Frank Campbell. Till 11:30. Cool. So I'm going to write down a few things on our research list from that entry. Elizabeth and Frank Campbell. And Nellie M. Newton. I think that's it for now. I was going to say something and I forgot what it was. Do they drink or smoke? I don't think so. They definitely don't talk about smoking. And I don't think they're drinkers either. If they are, they don't mention it. All right, Georgia. April 4th. Got up. You know what else I'm going to write on my list? Let's see. Email the eBay seller. Because I'll forget to do that too. Not if it's on my list. Got up at 6:40. Helped with breakfast. Oh, thank you, Tumble and Die, for all of the Heart Puffs dishes. Her Uncle William is married to a Nellie. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll look. Let me open up the ancestry. Keeping all those tabs open because I want to save the pictures. So here's Georgia. Her uncle no, not that William then. Unless he has more than one. Uncle William. Is it him? Oh, I'll show you. The delivery announcement was that I got the flinch game in. So it came in this little box, which actually matches the Diaries perfectly. It's kind of cute. And on the bottom of the box, there's a little note. So the person who gave this as a gift was Pearl. So it says compliments of Pearl to Trucy for her birthday, January 19th, 1904. Isn't that cool? And then these are the cards. So, and it came with an instruction book too, but it's like falling apart. So I'm going to go for the online instructions, and Ian and I are going to learn how to play. Okay. Let me know, Valentina. I'm sure she's in here somewhere. I wonder if I search Nellie. Nellie B. Slippy, not Newton. And she's... Oh, that's his sister, who passed away, so that's not her. I think that's him. So maybe he had another wife, like maybe she was his first wife or second wife or something, and we just don't have her in the tree. We can nail that down. We'll figure it out. Helped with breakfast dishes. She's definitely a relative, I think. Hi, Jennifer. You're not that late. We're only 4 days into April. It takes us a while to get through any chunk of the month, so don't worry about it. They haven't done much. Ralph went back to school, so that's, I think, the biggest event. She was called Nellie Caroline White. Okay. Oh, maybe, what is that? Possible errors. That's kind of cool. That's a new thing. You guys can't even see what I'm hovering over. There's a new button on Ancestry. Okay, she's not in the tree, so we'll have to add her to the tree. Where did you find her on? Went to office and down town. Oh, nice. Okay. Helped with, did you send it? I'll click on it. If you send me the link, I can open it up. Valentina, you're awesome today. Helped with dinner dishes, of course. Hung up my pictures. That's cute. I wish we had her pictures. Then went downtown and to office. Only a few minutes. I haven't been here in a while. Whose diary are we reading? We're reading 2 diaries right now. One is Georgia. Her full name is Georgianna Newton. And the other one is Ralph Slippy. So we don't have a picture of Georgia, but we have a picture, many actually, of Ralph. And they are, at this point, I think, engaged. They're definitely going to get married in December of 1903. And we just happen to have her diary from 1903 and his from 1903, so we're reading them together. I hope someday we get a picture of her. I really do, and so does everybody else who's been following along, but I have nothing to show for her, and it makes me sad. I have, like, her gravestone, but I don't want to do that. That seems, like, morbid. I want a picture of her, like, their wedding picture would be awesome. I know, trust me, every single one of my Patreon group, we've been, like, all on our own individual deep dives trying to find her, and no one's found anything. And unfortunately, they didn't have kids. So there's not any, like, direct family members that we can try to find either. I found a couple of distant relatives of hers, but they don't have any pictures of her. Hopefully, as I continue to try to connect with people, maybe someone somewhere has, like, stuff that was passed down in the family and they have a picture of her, but it's hard when there aren't any, like, kids and then grandkids, and that's, like, the best bet. My keyboard is nothing special. It's I know a lot of people comment that it sounds nice on the microphone, but it's just like a wireless Bluetooth Logitech. The number is K520 Logitech, but I don't think it probably doesn't sound as good in real life as it does on the microphone. But there's always someone who says that. I swear, I'd love to help. Sometimes I'm good at finding words. Well, if you want to help, the link to join my Patreon is in my link tree. It's $5 a month, and what it does is it, like, supports Patreon. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like a lot of podcasts have it, people who, content creators, and it supports them creating the content, and then through Patreon we're able to, like, not only accept support but also, like, offer a little bit of something in return. Oh, you've used it. Okay. So just as to explain what I offer on my Patreon, just so you know, is there's a Discord channel that I have, and everyone can access the announcements Discord channel where I just kind of send like when I'm going live, little updates. But there's like an extended Discord, and that's where the diary detectives, like when Valentina sends me a picture, like here I'm going to click on this link she just sent me, she's sending it through the Discord channel. And then we also do, hold on, I got to sign in. We also do, hold on, I don't know which account I used it on. We do monthly video chats too, where we actually like, it's not just a live where I'm on here only, it's like a group where people can, we all get on together if they want to. So hold on, let me, ooh, what did I just do? Okay, it sounds so good. Oh, the keyboard. Thanks. It was $15 on Facebook Marketplace. That is funny. Ian, one time, he was in the room when people were complimenting the keyboard, and he's like really into computers. He's not super into keyboards, but like he'll sometimes watch videos about them and stuff. Like there are people who are like really into keyboards. And I remember one time he was like, what the heck? Like you have a cheap keyboard, you don't even like care about it, and they're complimenting it. People pay so much money for keyboards. Okay, I think I've got the family search link. Well, no, you don't have to. It didn't work. I had it logged in. I think it was through this one. Okay. You don't have to go on the camera if you don't want to. Most people do. And maybe if you come and join us and like you can keep your camera off and microphone off, you might find that you know, I know it's like weird because it's people you don't know, but I think everyone in the Diary Detectives who is here right now, they can vouch that like it was like a little awkward at first, but it becomes like, it feels like a group of friends. Yeah, and no pressure at all. Like it's also not something that's like required. So if you wanted to join the group and just do like the Discord chats, and that has no, that's just like typing and searching for things and sending links. So that's not like your face isn't on there, your voice isn't on there. There's no pressure at all. So I don't want you to feel like if you join, you have to do that. Most people view that as like a perk, so it's totally optional. So this is the link that Valentina sent. Of course, it's like half showing. Can I zoom out? Oh, too much. Okay. Trying to get it to show without having to like move everything around. But I think I have to move everything around. Oh, okay. So this is William Carlton Newton, which I think is the same guy. Where's Georgia? Yeah, that is him. So this must be another wife of his. Now, where's his view relationship? That's my relationship to him. No. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Why is this doing this? I kind of hate Family Search. Okay, here he is. Now, where's his... Here. Nellie Caroline White. They got married in 1907. So they're not married yet. So she couldn't be Nellie Newton then. Huh. We'll have to look more into it. You're obsessed with this couple now. Welcome to the club. We're all obsessed with them. I am like so obsessed with trying to find Georgia's picture, but no luck so far. Yeah, it might not be, but that's like a coincidence for sure, though. Her name is Nellie. And she will be Nellie Newton. Unless that marriage date is wrong. It could be. Oh, I wrote hung up. My pictures. Then went downtown and to office only a few minutes. Then downtown again and home. Lovely day. Helped with supper and dishes. It's funny, the keyboard the keyboard has become like, oh, hey Felicia, long time no see in here. It's become like a funny side thing. Like some people who are come in really enjoy the content and the history, and then other people are like, oh, it's ASMR. It was not intended to be ASMR, but it became that. Went downtown after supper with Ralph, came home, and then went again and took a little walk. Oh, I wrote Ralph, but it's played Flinch a while. Went to bed at 11 o'clock. This is the game they played. Good thing I bought it. I'm like holding it over here and the camera's over here. This is the game Flinch. Georgia's full name is Georgianna Vine Slippy. I can put it in the thing. Well, Georgianna Vine Newton. And her married name will be Slippy. But she does go by Georgia in a lot of records too. So that gives us some hope that there are different variations of her name, and maybe someday we'll find something with a different variation that we didn't think of. Yes, I bought Flinch. I bought this old copy of Flinch because it had a little note that says, compliments of Pearl to Trucy for her birthday on January 19th, 1904. I just thought it was cool that it was written, like a little handwritten note from 1904. And I just wanted the game so that I can actually play it. And also, it's just like a fun little artifact to have that's related to the diary. So this is really it. It just came in this little box. It didn't have the cover. It has the instruction manual, but it's like really, it's fragile. It's like ripped a bunch, so I'm not going to keep opening it. But I also luckily have a manual online, so I'll be able to follow that. And then the cards, I keep holding them in the wrong spot. They look like this. They just have the different numbers on them, and I haven't ever played it before, so I don't know how you use them, but we'll see. Me and Ian are going to learn. I'll force him to sit down with me. And we'll learn how to play Flinch. So we were talking before, though, it's always painful learning a new game. It's going to take a while to focus enough. Clear. Got up at 6:30. Got ready. Did I miss any questions? I don't remember. Got George's name. Oh, I missed Felicia's comment. I wanted to go back. Le Newtons? Yes, we're obsessed. Yep. Life doesn't feel like a full-blown dumpster fire. Nice. A dumpster candle. Sweet. I'm glad to see you here. You've had a lot on your plate lately with the move, so. Alright, got up. And I was talking before about the video chats for the Patreon supporters. It reminded me I do need to send out a poll for you guys for the next one for July. I'm running out of time in July, so we gotta get a meeting set for towards the end of July. We'll do. Summer is getting away from me. It's going by really fast. Got ready and went in freight car to Roundhouse at 8. What the heck is Roundhouse? Took passenger car to Denver and ran located line so he's doing train work again. Located line. Oh, here we go. Abbreviations and numbers. STA 17 to 166. Andy and 4 section men helped. Walked back to Denver. There must be a Denver, Iowa. You'll get hooked on Flinch, and in your diary, you'll be writing, Ian and I played Flinch. Oh my god. So meta. Have people searched in Waterloo for her, or just online stuff? I don't think anyone has been, like, on the ground. Oh, you can only find used ones? No, I think they do still make new Flinch games, I think. But I wanted, like, an old one. I don't think we've had anyone, like, in Waterloo looking, like, in historical societies or anything. So if you're from the area, definitely. Kelly, I can't tell. Are you new or is that a Kelly that I know? Because it just says Kelly. But I did have a Kelly who was searching around in, when we were reading the other diaries, the Fairfax diaries. I just can't tell if it's the same Kelly. I'm close to the ground. I'm going to search when the kids go back to school. Oh, that's awesome. Please do. That's awesome. And I can... You're a rando that reappears. Okay, well, welcome. I did have a Kelly who was in here a lot, who did like a lot of... she sent pictures of Fairfax, so I felt bad if it was that Kelly, because I just can't see any like last names or anything here. Yeah, we live like all over the world, so far away from Iowa. Yes, Georgia is in Black Hawk County. Not Black Hawk, the town, because there is also a town. But I have on my website, Kelly, if you're looking for information about her, on my website, which is www.thingslostandfound.com. It's also like in my bio, in my link tree. This Google Slides is in there. Of course, you guys can't see half of it, but it's on the website under the Slippy Diaries tab. And it's basically like all the stuff that we've found about them. So it'll give you a good starting point. Like her family is from other towns around there, and I can give you like a list. If you message me on anything like Instagram or Discord or something, I can give you a list of like towns that you might want to focus on, because she had family in LaPorte City, Iowa. She also lived there for a time, and that's actually where I found some relatives of hers, was in LaPorte City. And her grandfather was from Eagle Center. She's in Waterloo at this time. Her father he's the city engineer for Waterloo. So yeah, there must be a county library. I haven't gone that far because I'm not there. So I've looked up like everything I could online through Ancestry and newspapers.com, but who knows? Especially Ralph was the mayor of Waterloo. So there has to be something. Like there has to be a picture of his like inauguration as mayor or something with him as the mayor with her and next to him, and there's nothing that I found. So yeah, if you find anything, oh my god, we'll like bow down to you. We've all been looking. There's just like only so much that you can find online. And I should contact libraries more. A ton of the libraries still have the newspapers on the fun machines. Nice. I should email libraries more. But I feel like a lot of times when I reach out to places, I get no response. When we were especially looking in Fairfax, Iowa, we read another set of diaries that was from Fairfax. Really like small town, and oh my god, I must have messaged like every business in that town. No answers from anybody. Crazy. I went down a deep rabbit hole looking for Georgia. Yeah, I think we all have. We should have a t-shirt. I went down a rabbit hole about Georgia Newton, and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. Walked back to Denver and ran. Oh no, he already did that. And took 6 o'clock car to Waterloo, Georgia. And I went down. Yeah, the Facebook that blocked me. I know, literally. That was like before I actually found the family. That was the closest I like would have ever gotten, other than the newspaper. The newspaper is what really like sealed the deal. But before that, that was like my last hope. And I remember being so excited and messaging all of you guys like, I just found the Fairfax town page. I'm gonna apply. I told them like everything about my project. They're gonna accept me, and they just not only did not accept me, they immediately blocked me. And it was like my last hope. And it's not like, I mean, I know it's a weird thing to be approached about, like maybe it seems scammy, but it sucks because it is like something that the family members, it's good for them too. Like it's good for me because I get to finish my project and obviously like make content about it, but it's also like I would be so excited if someone came to me and said, oh, I have your great grandmother's diary here. So it felt so hopeless at that time, but then it worked out fine, you know. And I actually already have a couple of people. Yeah, I know, but unfortunately nowadays there are a lot of people who don't have wholesome intentions, and like I don't blame people for being like hesitant. I just wish they wouldn't have blocked me and they would have let me plead my case a little bit, you know? They just were like, no. Georgia and I went downtown twice. And then played flinch till 10. Took bath at 11. Went to bed. I know, everyone has to be suspicious nowadays. It stinks. Can't trust anybody. If anyone finds some of my family's diaries or recipes or cookbooks, I welcome you with open arms. Yes, definitely. Got up at 8:20. I think I started to say this and I never finished, but I actually do have someone who's going to take these diaries at the end. I can't think of exactly how she's related, because she's not like a direct descendant, because Ralph and Georgia didn't have kids. But she's related. She's on Georgia's side of the family. She's in LaPorte City. And she's like Georgia's uncle's descendant, I think. Like she's I think related to Melford Cummins, who is Georgia's, I think like, I don't think he's exactly her uncle, but he's like her great uncle or something. But he wasn't super old. Like they were closer in age than you'd think. I don't know. Had breakfast and helped, but I did talk to that woman and she said she didn't have any, like, she remembers Georgia actually. She said she remembers them coming to dinners and stuff, Georgia and Ralph. She didn't remember her too well, but she remembers that she was there. And no, she didn't have any pictures, unfortunately. I could touch base with her again. I should probably, because it's been a while, but I don't think so. I don't think she has anything. Had breakfast. We also could possibly find family on Ralph's side. Like, no, I don't think she really... I asked her if she could, like, describe her, and I feel like... I don't know, maybe I'm making this up, because I'd have to look back at the messages. I'm pretty sure it was her who said she remembers, like, interacting with them, but she couldn't really remember anything specific. Unless that could have been, like, a totally different conversation. I have to look, because it could have not even been with her. But I know that she knew of who I was speaking of at least. And we confirmed, like, that she's related by looking at her family tree and stuff. But what I was about to say is if we ever find someone on Ralph's side, like a descendant of one of his brothers and sisters or something, maybe they'll have pictures of Ralph, which would lead to pictures of Georgia. I don't know. It's probably one of those people you've seen a few times in your life. Yeah, even though they're family. It looks like the Waterloo Library has records on microfilm. Yeah, you might need a library card to access. That's another thing, is like, especially when you're trying to do research across the United States or across the world, there are so many like paywalls or things like that, like library card access, where I could email the librarian and ask for a specific record and pay them for like a copy, but you have to know what you want. Like you have to know what you need, and I feel like I never know. I'm just kind of like poking around. Okay, I think I got every comment. Yeah, I hope we do find a picture. I should get back into like actively trying to find one, but I haven't spent time on it in a while. Yeah, there's a lot of mentions of Georgia, like a lot of times where she hosts a party and, you know, or something like that. Like her name is all over the newspaper. In their wedding, there's an article about their wedding, but there's not a picture. Awesome. Kelly, if you find anything, that would make me so happy. And all of us so happy. So please, like, I have an email listed on... Actually, do I? I should have my email. I don't. Maybe I should add it to my link tree. Because my email is thingslostandfound1@gmail.com. So I should add it in here just in case people want to contact me. But you can contact me through the email or through... I don't even... Does YouTube have messages? I don't even know. Instagram is a good way. Or the Discord. Feel free to send me anything that you find. Or ask any questions. Hello. If you have any questions about like where you should be narrowing your search, or like, just feel free. I'm happy to answer you. If I ignore you, it's not on purpose. I found out my Instagram messages that I was getting from some of you were going to my requests. And I'm not on there often, and then I definitely wasn't checking my requests often, so I felt really bad, but I'm thinking of it now. I'm going to check. I don't even know how to see them. I feel like such an old person sometimes. Yeah, see, I have a request in here, but it's... And then, of course, like, half the requests are, like, nasty scam messages. So I, like, don't check it that often, but every once in a while there's, like, something important in there. I'm good. How are you? I did get... I don't know if you were here before, but Ralph and Georgia play this game called Flinch a lot, and I ordered the game. So this is an old Flinch game from 1904. I'm not a huge fan of Instagram either. I mean, it's fine, but I just don't use it that often. I used to more, but I have one just so that I have it. But I also have a Facebook page for Things Lost and Found, which I also, like, never... I made it and then I never, like, used it really, but if you're on Facebook, you can look me up there and join that. I don't update it, though. I should. But... Oh, starting to get tired. 1:20 here. Well, don't stay up too late. I'll probably be getting off soon, because let's see. When Ian gets home, we're going to get pizza. He's at the gym right now, though. He's still at the gym. I can see his little thing. Look at where he is. He's at the gym. Is it Parker Brothers or Hasbro? Good question. I feel like it might have said... Oh, I can't open it. It just says manufactured by Flinch Card Company. It might have... I bet it got bought by one of them, though. You just had pizza? Nice. Let's see. I bet... I think it was Milton... Is Milton Bradley? I think I saw that name when I was looking it up. Can you buy, like, a new one? I see this. Is this Parker Brothers? Yeah, Parker Brothers. So Parker Brothers must have bought it. This is a later version. And this looks like an even... This is 1988. That looks even later. Is it still being made? Kind of looks like all of them are... Oh no, look, Target. Yeah, it's totally still a thing. Oh, it looks so different. The original and still the best stockpile card game. Isn't that funny how something can last so long and still be like... It's just timeless. You think Hasbro bought it? Probably. They seem to have everything. Pizza? What are you going to go for? Oh, Ian calls it greaseball pizza. It's the differentiation between, like, nice wood fire pizza, like the thin, like really, really good pizza, the expensive pizza, and the kind of pizza that you pick up from the Greek pizza place that's, like, nasty but delicious. So he came home from work and he was like, I can't decide if I should go to the gym or if we should just have greaseball pizza. And I said, well, you could do both because I have my live. So the one I just showed was Hasbro? This one. Oh, yeah, it is. It says Hasbro. So yeah, probably peppers and onions on the pizza. That's usually what we do. Had breakfast and helped wash dishes. Talked and read papers. Happy Pizza Diary Day, yes indeed. And cleaned something up. What the heck does that say? Talked and read papers and cleaned... What is... Myself? Oh, yeah, it is myself. Myself up. Helped with dinner and dishes. Pitched Hector. Thanks, guys. Sometimes I just can't see it. Up and took... Oh, Hitchhiked her up and took Grandma home after SSR. I don't know what that is. And I visited Shelley Duvall died. What is Shelley Duvall from? I feel bad that I don't know that. And I visited all afternoon. I did see that though. I saw her name come up. And The Shining. Oh, yeah. I didn't watch that movie. I watched part of that movie as a kid. I think I read the book though. I was like into is that Stephen King, right? It's the SS then period. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is. Thanks. You guys are awesome. To SS, Sunday school probably. Is it a Sunday? Yep. Nice. And then R and I. You're awesome. Because R and I means Ralph and I. R and I visited all afternoon, and then we got supper. Wonder if they had greaseball pizza. We then... I don't know what I was saying. I used to like scary books. But now I'm not so into scary stuff. We then went over the river to take a walk. It was gone nearly 2 hours. Had a lovely walk. Talked a while. Did I tell you guys about when me and Ian go on our walks? We see something very cute. Let me finish this entry and then I'll tell you about. We just discovered something. Talked a while and then went to bed at 10:30. R went back to school in the night, but went to bed and slept a while first. Windy and cloudy day. So Ian and I have been, every once in a while we'll go for a walk around the neighborhood. And we moved here a year ago, but like last year we had no time to go for walks. We were like so busy painting all the rooms in the house and doing all our work. So we really didn't have much like leisure time. But the last time we went for a walk, we were walking, there's like a farm a couple of streets over. So we were walking by the farm. And I saw like these little, so it's like it's a beautiful pasture. I should show you guys the picture. It's like a big field and there's a big tree that leans over. It's like a very picturesque. And there's usually cows in it. And I think when we first walked by there were cows. But there was also like some little black thing that was sticking up out of the grass, because the grass was kind of tall. And I was like, oh, is that a little animal? And I like walked around to try to see it. And it was a cat. So we saw like this cute little black sleeping cat in the middle of the field. And I thought that was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. Then we like walked and we turned around and came back and I realized we counted, it was like 15 cats all on like, so the farm has like it's the field, but there's also like a barn and different like things on the property. And there were cats everywhere, like baby cats, older cats, and they were all just like lounging in different places. I took a video, but it didn't really like show on the video, but we counted the cats and it is so fun. It's like my new activity. When we go for a walk, I count how many cats. And they were like lying in the field and they weren't bothered by us at all. Like I don't know if they just live outside, like if they're stray or if they're all kind of in the central location of the farm, so they must be, the farmers must own them. But oh my god, they were so cute. And then we're walking back the same day. I was like, you should have seen me. I was like spellbound by the fact that there were so many cute cats laying everywhere. And it was so fun to find them. It was like an I Spy. But anyways, we were walking back home and we walked by this house where this woman is outside in her lawn and she has like 6 dogs. And she definitely like rescues them because one of the dogs had 3 legs. He was hopping around. He was so happy. They all looked like they were like rescued dogs. And then, so we're talking about how cute they are. And then this other, what I think is a dog, starts coming around the corner, like coming towards us. And it was a giant pig. And it was so cute. It was like a big, hairy pig. And he was trying so hard to get through the lawn to come see us. It was so cute. So I have a favorite walk now, and it includes a lot of animals. Barn cats learn from other animals. Yeah, they were so, like, relaxed. They didn't seem like, you know, like I was even trying to call one over, like, you know, and it didn't work. The cat was like, I do not care about you. But it was so cute to look at. Oh, barn cats are the best cats, yeah. He did marriages? Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, it was incredible. Like, we saw a couple of cute cats, and then we actually started looking, and we're like, oh my god, there's another one. There's another one. And now when we walk, because we've gone by there a few times, I always know, like, where the cats are. Like, they're always in different locations, but there's some that there's always a cat in. Like, there's a manhole cover, or, like, some kind of, you know, cement, like, tank cover on the ground in the yard. There's always a cat on it. And then next to the barn, there's, like, a table, and there's always, like, 3 cats on it. You found one? Okay, cool. Yeah, I think he's the only Ralph Slippy. His dad was William Slippy, so if it says Ralph Slippy, it's probably him. Especially as mayor. Alright, am I in the right place? No, this is Georgia's. I should probably only read through a couple more days. I'm getting a little, like... Wait. Oh, no. It's just for April. You guys can't see it anyways, so just never mind. Pretend I didn't say anything. I just got confused. Cold, cloudy. Got up at 8:30. Went to PO, which is post office. When did he pass away? Good question. 1960. And he did have another wife, because Georgia passed away in 1952. And after she died, Ralph married Charlotte. Wait, no, that's her sister. That's not her. Ralph married... Do we not have her in here? I don't have her in here. But there's... I think her name is Grace. Oh, I'm gonna have to find her. Yeah. Grace Elizabeth Seaburn in 1954, after Georgia died. Cool. I wonder, I don't know if we have, I know Slippy is a funny name. Gotta show you guys on the Discord. I saw a lesser horned owl on Saturday. Oh, nice. Oh, you're dying for April 14th. It'll be your diary birthday. Well, when we get there, Jen, I'm reserving that little happy diary birthday for you. I'll look, Valentina, I'll look at your picture. I'm excited about that. Wait. Oh, you didn't show us. Yeah, okay, so when you do send it, let me know. Yes, I do want to make you guys stickers for that. Maybe when we finish the Slippy Diaries, I'll make a few and send them out. Got up at 8:30, went to PO after breakfast. And received refund for mileage. It looks like it says talked to Georgia. Stalked Georgia a while and got dressed up. Talked with Georgia in afternoon and evening. Took a walk after supper. Went to bed at 10:30. Do we know when they stopped writing the diaries? No. We know that the last diary that we have is 1907, and I think it's Ralph, his diary. I don't know if that's like the last one he ever wrote, though. There's no way for us to know that, I guess. Hold on. Someone else who doing research probably already found that out. I don't know. We've collected a lot from him, so it's hard to remember like what we have, but sometimes it's funny, like we'll have found something, but then when someone brings it up again, it's like, oh, like it's new. Because it's also, we find, like, in the beginning, when we first learn his name, we find so much information about him that it's, like, kind of like information overload. And we don't really know anything else about Ralph at the time. Or we didn't, I'm talking like it's theoretical, but it really happened. We found a bunch of stuff about him, but we didn't really know anything about him, so it didn't mean as much. But now that we've, like, gotten to know him and his life more, those articles, rereading them, it actually, like, means a lot more to us. It makes more sense, I heard surnames come from your ancestors' jobs. So Senior Slippy must have had a lot of bruises. Yeah, that's funny. I thought you were really going somewhere with that. But yeah, it is funny. There's an article. I think this is the one that Felicia was talking about. There's an article it's like a big headline. That man Slippy. I think I have it here. Here, yeah. That man Slippy. The Slippy ticket. That's like his running for mayor and stuff. It is funny. Went to bed at 10:30. Okay, so now we're gonna go and read. I guess I'll just keep going until Ian gets home. I don't know if he's gonna pick up pizza on the way, or if he's gonna come home first. Where is he? Oh, he's like right down the street. His little dot is traveling down my street. We better hurry. We'll do one more day. Then he's probably gonna be hungry. Okay, Georgia, April 6th. Yeah, I think he was well liked. There was a point in time where he was like rerunning. But again, we read all those articles, I feel like, in the very beginning, and it didn't stick, But now, as we kind of are going through his life, yeah, he'll come and say hi. As we're going through his life, I feel like I'm ready to read those again, and learn, like, how was his mayor race? Like, was he really well loved when he went back? Were there any scandals? How everyone always tries to, like, smear each other. Got up at 6:50, helped with breakfast with Basil. Yeah, maybe. Basil doesn't really like to be picked up. I was gonna say, I saw Claude earlier. Now, actually, if you look right above my head, you'll see Claude up there. He's sleeping in the window. He was, like, right on Ian's desk when I first came on, but then he moved. Can you see him? He probably looks super, like, just like a tiny blob. But he's snoozing up there. Helped with breakfast. I'll hunch my head over so you can see him. He's cute. Got ready and went to office, but only stayed a minute. Yeah, his tail is hanging down. He lets his tail hang. And he got up to that, you can't see it because of the door, but Ian made a very elaborate cat tree for them with, like, real branches. It's very beautiful. And it has different platforms, and we planned it so that, like, the platforms would lead up to the window, and then we have a little bed up there, and they love it, especially when it's warm. They don't go up there a lot in the wintertime, but he's been sleeping up there, like, every day. He's so cute. I love how he lets his tail. It is actually, his leg is hanging down, too. He's out, but only stayed a minute. I wonder when Ian walks in, he might get up. As I came back, hitched up. Usually when Ian opens the door, or when anyone opens the door, the cats, like, stir. Hitched up Hector and took, the house renos are going along. We stopped, like, all winter. Pretty much I wasn't doing much of anything because it's just, like, it sucks to go in and out to get paint, to do all this stuff, like, in the cold. So we didn't really do much. I'm working on the hallway now, which is super boring because it's a hallway. But we had one room left to paint, like, one big room. This room we have to paint too, but that's not happening for a long time because it's huge. But we had one room upstairs left, and we painted that a couple of weeks ago, and we're building bookshelves, and they're looking good. But it's nice to be able to take things, like, just a little bit at a time. In the very beginning, I had to go, like, full speed ahead every single day, all day long, doing projects because our house was, like, not... It was livable, but it just wasn't fun to live in. So it was just, like, work nonstop or suffer. But at least now it's kind of like, I can do it in bits and pieces and then like do other things. So I haven't been doing as much, but I feel like the progress is more like good looking progress, like you actually see changes instead of just being like, oh, I prepped walls for paint like all day today. Although the hallway is not very fun. I had to take wallpaper down, which is not fun. And then now it's like paneling on the wall, so I'm filling in, like, you know how the old paneling, the house was built in the 50s, and it seems like they only put the paneling up. Like, I don't even think there's like wall between some of it, like a plaster, but that paneling has like grooves in it that go straight down like vertically, and they've painted over it like 3 times, so it's all painted, but you can still see the grooves. So I've been filling in the grooves, just trying to like smooth it out. It's just like boring stuff, but it'll look nice in the long run. So it's just, and the you know, the hallway is like, just, it's not like a main event, it's just a transition space, so it's not exactly what I, you know, I'm not like decorating it. I wasn't looking forward to it, but it's okay because it's important. Oh, here he comes. Let's see if Claude gets up. I can't tell if he's sleeping or not. I think he is though. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Hector. Ange took Papa out. Let's see if he jumps down. He moved. He might jump down. Painted paneling is in right now. By the time you finish, you'll be out of date. Yeah. I know, it does. The problem is all of the door trim and the molding and everything was like glued on, and it's not like good stuff. So it was like just put up half-assed, you know, like, so I had to take it down. It just looks bad. So they had like molding or like trim in every corner because the paneling like didn't perfectly line up. So when I'm taking down the trim, it's like impossible to take it down without ripping part of the paneling. So then I have that problem. Like, what do I do there? Some of it will just get covered back up and it won't matter, but then there's certain parts of it that are like completely destroyed. So I'll have to either put more, hi Ian, look at Claude. Oh, he's getting up. Because he sees you. We took our paneling down and found so much wainscoting and door trim, but it was, oh, that stinks. It was covered up, which is like sometimes good because if you take it down, everything's preserved underneath, but they ruined it. No hidden newspapers. No, the house is only from 1954 anyways, so they're saying hi too. Do you see them? They can't see your face. I told them we're getting greaseball pizza. Do you want to still?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Peppers and onions?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to read One More Day. You can help if you want. Everyone's very excited to see you. He's the main event. Besides Claude. And took Papa out to see the Black Hawk Bridge. Helped with dinner and dishes. Mama and I... I'm not telling him that. Would Ian bring Sir Claude? Would you bring Sir Claude? We can try. Mama and I went downtown and was gone.
No.
He said that. What? He's scratchy?
He's stuck to the floor.
I'll get him. He's stuck to the floor. He's rolling around. He is stuck to the floor. Claude. They love you, Fluffy. Basil never gets any attention online. Oh, good boy. You're so handsome. Stuck to the floor. Yeah, you guys heard that. Yeah, he had his claws in the carpet. Okay, you can go play now. Or whatever you do. He is cute. And it was gone nearly. Basil is very cute too. And very sweet and affectionate, but not like pick me up and carry me around kind. He's back. I don't think he wants to be here. Windy day. Cloudy in morning. She abbreviates that. But cleared off at noon. Supper and dishes. Elizabeth and I went up. Ian, why don't you order the pizza to see Sadie or Sade a while? I looked Sade up because we, and actually that's nice that she wrote it more clearly because it definitely says S-A-D-E. I looked up the name Sade in the census, and there was like only one Sade in Waterloo at the time, so I'm pretty sure it was her. Went to bed at 9:45, but the first time that she wrote Sade, I wasn't sure if she meant to write Sadie and wrote the wrong name or something. Claude is so fluffy. Yes, he is. It's funny. Claude and Basil are like the same cat, but Claude's extra fluffy and Basil is not. Okay. Took C-R-I-N-P train at 1:50. Slept on train and at Cedar Rapids. Meals at Central House in Mount Vernon he's talking about. That's the town where his college is in. Recited astronomy 7:45. Chemistry 8:30 to 10. Chapel. Law of Contracts. So he is taking some different classes. It sounds like Law of Contracts is a class. 10:30. Chemistry lab. 11:15 to 12. Studied English. Like, he wasn't talking about studying English at all in the beginning. After dinner. Went downtown. Went downtown and got mileage check cashed. Went to English 2:30, Chem 3:15. He has a lot more in his schedule. Studied till supper. After supper. Studied, or no, after supper played Flinch till 8, then studied till 11. And we end on Flinch. He pretty much used to talk about 2 classes. Yeah, and he does get a degree. He graduates in 1903, so these are, I think, some of his last classes. Yeah, priorities, of course. You've got to make time for Flinch. Ian doesn't even know he's about to learn how to play Flinch. All right. New drinking game. We drink when they play Flinch. Yeah. We'd be all drunk by now. I think they do that, like, well, other than dishes. She does dishes more than anything else. His degree is in civil engineering. And he becomes the city engineer for Waterloo. Oh, I also forgot that Georgia mentioned her dad. We do have a picture of her dad. And of course, the man himself, that man Slippy. The mayor. He becomes the city engineer and the mayor of Waterloo. Contract law would make sense. I took a media law class. Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense that he would take a law class in whatever, you know, something relevant. Like, it's important because I'm sure as an engineer, I assume they're talking about like contracts between, if someone contracts you to build something, you know. It would make sense that he has to learn the ins and outs of that. Yeah, he's a very well-rounded fella. And he's very good at Flinch, too. So, I already made the event for next week. It'll be the 18th, a Thursday, at 6 p.m. like usual. So, I'll be on here again next Thursday. Diary Detectives, my Patreon people, I'm going to send you a link with a poll. I'll do that right after I log off today so I don't forget. So I'll throw out some dates for our next video meeting. And it'll be on the Discord. So everyone else, I'll see you next week. I'm excited too. Thank you. I will enjoy the pizza. Thanks, everyone. You're the ones who make the lives great, honestly, because it's boring if I'm just sitting here talking to myself. So it's your comments, and you're helping me decipher words and stories and tangents that you send me on. That's what makes it fun. So thanks for coming back every week. All right. Bye, everyone. See you next time. Claude will be here next time, too.